boy to the bathroom by himself, and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You in the stall with this little boy.
All right.
Y'all hatred for me justifies that for my little baby. Y'all justify and find excuses for that. Something that literally never took place. Y'all didn't question it. Y'all didn't ask her for proof. Y'all ain't ask her for shit. Y'all immediately took the position that, yeah, maybe her son is being abused. I ain't asking y'all to fight for me and mine. I don't need y'all to fight for me and mine. Because let's face it. Y'all have shown y'all true colors. You understand what I'm saying? I can fight for me and mine. I can advocate for me and mine. But move out of my way. Stop trying to take over me bringing awareness to the things that this woman just said. Because you hate me. Move out of my way. Don't come asking me for proof. Proof of what? What do I need to prove? Explain to me, what do I need to prove that justifies this?
Listen, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You in the stall with this little boy.
What justification do any of you have? How can you justify this grown, over 100 woman coming up with something like that for a 6-year-old baby and a man who is now deceased, who cannot defend himself? Tell me what you think. What you think. If you think that something that I've done to you is so bad that it trumps this grown woman over 100 making this story up about a 6-year-old baby and a man who is deceased who cannot defend himself while having another man's minor child in their background, speaking to a man who has a criminal record, and part of that criminal record is, I believe, something along the lines of dealing or trying to solicit someone for sex in exchange for money. Explain to me how your hatred for me trumps this. So again, I say, move out of my way. I ain't looking for your help. I don't need you to take up for me and mine. You understand me? But stop trying to justify this. Stop trying to justify what this lady said about my son and my good friend who passed away. Stop trying to make excuses. Me saying something that your child has actually been diagnosed with is not talking about your child. That's me telling you, you have bigger priorities other than to sit on this internet and lie and say that someone that really trusted you sexually harassed you when you know that that didn't happen. That's why I call Red Carolyn Bryant. That's why I call her that, because she's a liar. And she feels like her proximity to black people gives her the right to sit up there and lie. But you called my child autistic. I mean, he was diagnosed with autism. You should be focused on him. Instead, you dressed up in your ratchet's best and came on here and lied on a person who really considered you a friend. For clicks and views. But me saying what your child is actually diagnosed with, and this woman clearly making up a lie towards my son in a sexual manner, it's not the same. So you stepping in the face of me bringing awareness to the things that this woman has said, you and your ratchet ghetto ass friends, stepping in the way of me bringing awareness to this says a lot about y'all. But then again, how could I expect y'all to care about my son anyway? Because y'all would have rather get on here and lie. Go back in that corner. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Leave my slippers alone. I don't know what your infatuation is with my slippers, but leave them alone. None of what y'all are trying to say about me trumps what this woman said about my son. So y'all trying to act like y'all are outraged and don't like Kappa and all this stuff like that. Y'all might as well go ahead on and sit at the table with Kappa, because y'all ain't no better. Y'all get on here and make up false stories about people as well. In a sexual manner. The difference is I'm an adult. Y'all made that shit up about me. I'm an adult. That's a child. She made that shit up about a child. So stop acting like y'all really flabbergasted by the things that Kappa does, but when it comes to me and my children, y'all turn a blind eye to it because y'all got up here and lied on me too. And then y'all move the goalposts so much. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all move the goalposts so much too. So for some, if you're friends with this person, then this person, you as a friend should have gone to this person and told this person that they made you feel uncomfortable or some type of way for their actions, right? But then for others, it's grab the pitchforks because we ain't like her anyway. I have no respect for none of you. None. None whatsoever. It's a joke. Y'all act like y'all advocating for victims on here and all this stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all not advocating for victims on here. Y'all are opportunists. All this shit is a joke. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to have no respect for a person who claimed that they wanted nothing but the best for me and all this stuff like that, but was willing to hold space for people who literally lied on me. You never once said, hey, I know we're not cool no more, but can we talk about this? No, none of that. It was just immediate. This is not a space for Alicia. But you want me to support your movement. You want me to believe what you say you experienced. So many people on this app have given people like Polisa space to speak her piece. But that wasn't given to me. And that's why I say it seems like just a whole conspiracy theory. You understand what I'm saying? Whether they believe it or not, I was never given space to be able to speak my piece. So now that I'm advocating for myself and for my son, it's a problem. I don't want those type of people advocating for me. No, you're not finna taint me advocating for my son. I don't want none of those people around me advocating for my son. Because this is just about my son. This ain't about me. This ain't about you. This ain't about none of that. This is about my 6-year-old son. And this overgrown woman and her obsession with my son being sexually abused. And that's it. Now, if it's a person that got a problem with that, please feel free to step up. Please feel free. With regards to my son, I wish a motherfucker would think that they're going to come up in here and tell me something any different. And that's Blaze on down. That's what his name? I Speak on down. Patrick on down. Polisa too on down. Kappa on down. Cuban Delight on down. All y'all motherfuckers. I wish any one of you motherfuckers come up in here and tell me anything that justifies this bullshit that was said about my son. You better not say nothing to me. I'ma air your ass out. This shit is treacherous. What's happening, baby? It really is. It really, really is. Thing that boggles my mind is, with regards to Kappa. See, the masses may not know, but you and I know that never happened. So now I have to sit back and I have to think, what was going on in your mind to where you would come up with that scenario? Like, how did you come up with that scenario? Do you sit there and think and play back in your mind? Like, do you have fantasies about children being hurt? Do you have different scenarios that you go over in your mind about children? Do you think of the most egregious things that could possibly happen to children, and then you come on this app and accuse people that you don't like of doing that to their children? Because, see, you can't get to me. You can't hurt me. It's obvious. You've been attacking me for so long. You can't get to me like that. But you know that my children, they're my everything. So then you and your people, your llamas, sit back and brainstorm the most egregious things that a child could possibly endure, their innocence being taken. And you come on here and you tell people that I do that to my son. You called a government entity and told them that I did that to my son. Nobody bats an eye. Why? Because it's Alicia. You know, we don't like her. You know what I'm saying? We don't like her. So we don't care what's said about her son. Where's the proof that where's the proof? These are strong accusations that you're making. See, this is, and let me say this, right? This is what I'm talking about right here. Ruby Sparkle. This is what I'm talking about right here. Because when Kappa said this, hold on.
Listen, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You went to stall with this little boy.
Not for nothing, Ruby Sparkle. Did you go in there and ask Kappa what proof did she have of that? While you come in here trying to further gaslight me for bringing awareness to the things that she said about my child, did you ask her where was her proof of that? You don't know who I am either to be asking me anything. And I just answered it. Now you go and have a good day. When you can go and question Kappa, all you gotta do is type in her name, Kappa Dappa. Where's her proof of that you just heard? I don't care about what you've seen about me. I'm talking about my 6-year-old son and why this woman is over half 100 with these thoughts of sexual abuse about my son. I literally just played the proof. I literally just played the proof. Who comes up with something like that? You can't explain that. Can you explain why this woman is saying these things about my son? No, you can't. All you can do is try to gaslight me because your dislike for me is more important than this overgrown woman having these fantasies about my son being abused. You don't like me, but yet you always find yourself around me. And that speaks to your character too. So that puts you in the same boat of this woman and her fantasies about my son being abused. All y'all do is just further prove just what I've been saying all this time. Your hatred for me trumps my son being talked about in this manner. How can I help you? Make me understand. The fact that I just played this for this person that came in here asking me for proof, it didn't even move him. It didn't even move him that she's saying this about a baby. You hear me? Didn't even move him. I don't have no hate for anyone, but I think your bias is making you making you hear it wrong. I'm not hearing anything wrong. What am I hearing wrong? Because as I stated earlier, I don't want to hear nothing else other than why this overgrown woman is making these types of allegations about my son. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care what you heard about me. Fuck what you heard. Are you going to do something about it? The point is, this allegation never happened. This man never took my child to the restroom. Do you understand what I'm saying? This never happened. She came up with this entire story on her own. She never said an allegation. Oh my God. This woman literally said, my friend who passed away took my son to the bathroom and said that I needed to teach him manners because he exposed himself. That's not an allegation? What is that then? She basically attacked your parenting skills. She attacked my parenting skills by coming up with a lie that never happened. She attacked my parenting skills by saying that my friend who passed away took my son to the bathroom, which never happened. And my friend said that I needed to teach him manners. What does manners have to do with exposing himself? That's the thing. First of all, no one took him to the restroom. Are y'all not understanding what I'm telling y'all? Where's the proof of her allegation? No one took my son to the restroom, i.e., the fantasies in her mind. No, Mama Coco did not pass away. Her husband did. And what these people in the chat are trying to say is that he was a stranger and he took my son to the restroom. What I'm trying to say is that that never happened. He never took my son to the restroom. At all. Period. So trying to attack my parenting skills with a lie that you came up with is sick. And saying that a 5-year-old at the time exposed himself is even sicker. So explain to me, how is it attacking my parenting skills with something that never took place? Come on. Explain it. Papa Gene never had to take my baby to the restroom. My baby was 5 at the time. He can use the restroom on his own. He doesn't need assistance. So again, this video that I just played, what part are you understanding? Why do you think I'm advocating? Why do you think I'm advocating? Because it never happened. This shit came off the top of her head. She denied that she made calls to CPS. But these are some of the things that the CPS worker said was reported. No, you're not going to, again, you're not going to justify the things that this overgrown woman said about my son. You're not. Period. If you don't give a damn, then why are you here? This is what I mean when I say that they justify overgrown people getting on here, wanting and fantasizing about children being abused. That's crazy to me. Asking me for proof while just hearing this woman make this accusation with no proof. She said never manners. What are you talking about? Should I play it again? Because, I know what I heard. I know what I heard. And I damn sure don't need nobody on here to tell me how to raise my child. She never said you need to teach your man. Hold on, let me see.
Look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You went to stall with this little boy.
So, okay, take the manners out. My apologies. But my thing is this. How would Kappa know anything like that? I had no dealings with Kappa when I went to Disney. No dealings whatsoever. Never had a conversation with her. Never sent her pictures. Never was on the phone with her. This whole entire scenario, the same ones that's in here asking me for proof that she called CPS, never went to her and asked her for proof where she got that from. But you know what I've gotten since I'm exposing what she said? Oh, well, I heard it somewhere. Then they said it was a video. People was asking them to produce the video. You can't produce the video. None of y'all never asked her for proof on that. And the fact that y'all don't have a problem with what she said about my then 5-year-old. Y'all are up in here trying to justify what she's saying. It says a lot about y'all. Because had it been one of your babies, had it been one of your nieces or nephews, had it been one of your cousins, a stranger saying this about any one of your minor siblings or children around y'all, it would be no understanding. And the reason why I said that, oh, and trust me, I'm going to do my due diligence to find out. But the things that CPS worker told me are along the same lines of what Kappa just said. So where's the proof that this happened with my son? If it looked like a duck, if it quacked like a duck, then it probably is a duck. But like you said, because of course I got to prove myself, right? She don't have to prove this. She don't have to prove this conversation. And obviously she doesn't, because y'all are up in here saying that, you need to work on your parenting skills. You need to teach your son how to go to the bathroom for a scenario that never happened. Yeah, you're justifying it, sweetie. Yes, she was. Absolutely, I'm accusing her. Because I put 2 and 2 together. I accused her from jump, you hear me? She's not talking poorly on me. She said my son exposed himself. That's talking poorly on my son. And she can't talk poorly on me with a scenario that she made up on her own. She literally made this scenario up on her own. This scenario literally never happened. You spoke on my baby. CPS initially was called on me because they said that I was doing drugs and letting my son play with my loaded weapon, right? They came for that. They drug tested me. They found that unfounded. When I fell out with Kappa, then all of a sudden the sexual allegations came up about me doing things to my son, about me doing things with other adults sexually in front of my son. And now this. My friend who passed away, she's alleging was in the stall with my son. And I'm not supposed to put 2 and 2 together? Well, that's all right, because I got something for you. I'm not confused about anything at all. And if you're just being nosy, sit back and shut the fuck up. She didn't speak on my parenting. She spoke on my friend who passed away, being in the stall with my then 5-year-old son, and my 5-year-old son exposing himself. There's nothing you can absolutely say that's going to change my mind. Now, while you are trying to find justification as to why this woman even brought my son up in the first place, go work on your trauma that No Cry Zone has given you. Go work on that. Because I got this over here. With regards to CPS, I'm waiting for my call back from the director because they closed the CPS case. So that means that the allegations were unfounded. There was nothing that caused them to think that my son is being abused. After extensive investigations and meeting with my children and drug testing me and all this stuff like that, their findings were that everything was fine here. So once I speak to the director next week and I play him this recording of this woman with this scenario that absolutely never happened, which I already have a police report as well, I'm going to ask, what steps do I need to take to get those calls exposed? Because something that is illegal is making false reports to government entities. And if it is found that these reports are frivolous, then everything gets exposed. And whoever called, which it was over 100 calls, whoever made these calls, they're possibly going to face charges for making false reports. So trust and believe while you're asking for proof, I'm doing my best to get all of this exposed. This needs to stop. This needs to stop. Let me say again that scenario that Kappa brought up, it never happened. This man never took my baby to the bathroom. This man was never in a stall with my baby. My baby never exposed himself to anyone. So coming in here speaking about my parenting behind a scenario that, again, this woman came up with on her own with her little minions, of course. That is an issue, and it speaks to the psyche of people like this. People like this think that they have the power to ruin your life just because you hurt their feelings. It's not going. I'm not going for that anymore. I'm not going for that anymore. You're going to leave my son alone. My son is a great boy. He's a wonderful boy. And I don't care how you feel about his mama. He does not deserve to be in the bullshit that y'all create on here about me. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to consult with some attorneys. We're in the process of moving, so all of my money is going towards that. But I'm going to seek any pro bono, attorneys to see if we can have those records subpoenaed. That's how you heard it, because it doesn't affect you. That's not your child. It's not your child. That's not a child that you love. That's not a child that you care about. So it doesn't affect you. So a strange woman can come and walk up on you and come up with a scenario like that you know never happened. And you be okay with it, right? Nah, I'm not letting this go. And there's nothing that's going to make me think otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? This woman is gross. This woman is cringy. You understand what I'm saying? It's giving, very, very, very predatory. No, it's not good to have outside perspective at all. Promise you it's not. It's not an outside perspective. That's not an outside perspective, because if it was an outside perspective, then you would not gloss over the fact that I'm telling you that nothing that this woman said ever happened. There was never a scenario where my child was with a stranger or even a friend in a bathroom by himself. And this is what I mean when I say this person has no proof, no nothing. And they're able to get on here and say these types of things. And y'all completely disregard his mama saying that none of that never happened. Y'all are steady talking about my parenting skills. If my parenting skills were so fucked up, why is the CPS case closed? Because they said some really egregious things to these CPS workers about me and my son. Why is it unfounded? Why is it that when I do make an appearance on here and y'all do so happen to hear my son in the background, he's happy? So not the fact that this scenario never happened. It's just my parenting skills. So my parenting skills are questioned behind a false scenario. But you're unbiased. A lie is a lie. I mean, a lie is a lie. You know what I'm saying? You cannot question my parenting skills behind a story that was literally made up. And it ain't no side. It's a grown woman speaking about a minor child. What's happening, Otis? It's a grown woman lying on a minor child and a man that passed away who has been nothing but kind and generous to every person that he has ever come across. That's what it's about. Told you I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear no what ifs and, oh, she meant it like this, or she meant it like that. She shouldn't have meant it no type of way, because she shouldn't have said it, because it never happened. It never fucking happened. So this story shouldn't have been said at all. This story came off the top of her head. Then she can't even face me. She could talk to anybody else about my baby and how my baby is in danger. All the way from Illinois. She can tell y'all on this app how my son is being abused. All the way from Illinois. And y'all accept it. Y'all don't ask her for proof. Y'all not unbiased with what she's saying. Y'all sit there with your legs crossed, listening to every word that she say. But you can gaslight me, the mother of the child that she keeps speaking about sexually. Says a lot about y'all. So I wait. This happened last week, sir, ma'am, whatever you are. This happened last week. She spoke on my son last week. So what are you talking about? And Blaze didn't accuse her of that. She's literally doing that in this video. She has a picture of his minor daughter in her background. King of Hearts has a picture of his minor daughter in the background while talking about my son. So what are you talking about? Here we go again with coming up with scenarios. At the time when I heard this about my son, I didn't know that these were Blaze's kids. I heard this video, this snippet. I love you, Teddy. What else you gonna come up with? What else you gonna come up with to justify this lady saying this about my son? How can you listen at what this lady said about my son, knowing that me and this lady have no dealings, knowing that me and this lady have no dealings at all? How can you listen at that and still try to vilify me? I don't care what she meant. I don't care what she meant. She should not have come up with no shit like that, because that scenario never took place. It never happened. Literally. There was never a time where Papa Gene took my son to the bathroom. Never. If it was so innocent like how y'all are trying to portray it. Exactly. First she said it was on recording. First she said it was on a live. Then she said that somebody told her that. Come on, man. But y'all still up in here trying to vilify me. I'm not the one who said this about somebody's child. She did. She said this. And y'all are steady trying to justify it. Y'all are steady trying to find a way to make me out to be a bad person in this situation. I don't care how you feel about me. This shit should have never left this lady mouth about my son. What's happening, baby? There's nothing you can say. I don't have any. I don't have any liquor. I have a little bit of beer, but I don't have any liquor. And it's pouring down raining, so I'm not going anywhere. What's happening? No, he did not. He did not deserve this. He did not deserve for this woman to come up with this scenario like this about my baby. He did not.
Listen, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. He's not here. He's working. He's out of town.
Mama Coco, whatever her name is, that took, listen, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You in the stall with this little boy.
All right.
Yeah.
That whole scenario was made up. Papa Gene never took my son to the bathroom. Never. While we were at Disney, if my son did need to use the restroom, he went in the women's restroom only with me. We had an Airbnb and we had a hotel room when we got to Disney. That never happened. Came from out of nowhere. But that makes me put two and two together, and it makes me want them to investigate those calls to CPS. Because of this. This was some of the things that they called CPS and told CPS. So you can come up in here with your questions and, trying to vilify me. But nothing can justify what this woman said about my son. Nothing you can say. No amount of concerns, no amount of parenting skills, nothing like that. No concern for my son was led in that conversation. Yeah, I asked that question too. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I said it speaks to the psyche of this person. Because that was one of my questions when CPS came. Like, how did these people come up with these things to say? So you literally sit back and think about these things to be done to a child. And then you spread them maliciously online. So not the fact that this story never happened, right? No, let's not talk about the fact that none of that ever happened. Let's talk about Alicia's parenting skills and what Kappa meant, what I feel Kappa meant. Not the fact that she made this whole story up and is able to get away with spreading these type of stories about minor children and their parents. Not that. No, not that. Not at all. Of course not. While having Blaze's minor daughter in her background as her picture, and King of Hearts having that minor child in his background as her picture as well, as his picture as well. And in Kappa's picture, you can see a hand like that was put there that's pointing up the young lady's skirt. So who did that? Who did that? Let me guess. Blaze did that? Blaze put that hand there pointing up his child's skirt? But of course, question my parenting skills and not these sick individuals and the things that they say about our babies. No, they're not the problem. They're not the problem at all. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Exactly. They don't see the problem with the things that Kappa and King of Hearts are saying. They didn't have a problem with her having that picture with that hand, with that arrow pointing, the finger pointing up this child's skirt. They didn't have a problem with saying that I'm allowing other people to bring my son to the restroom and he exposed himself. They didn't have a problem with that. I seen Shy Bates come in here. Shy Bates, are you in here? Because I saw you come in. I seen Shy Bates come in here. And I'm not trying to hear that Blaze made that video. Blaze is not gonna make a video with a hand with a finger pointed up his child's skirt. You stop it. Now Shy Bates, you gonna act like I don't see you in here? You gonna act like I ain't see you come up in here? Cause you a moderator for King of Hearts. And you was in that live when they said this about my son. Oh, I know, Rosemary. I don't care what it is. Are you stupid? Are you fucking crazy? It's the fact that they had his minor child up in their background. Oh, I know. And they're going to keep watching. They're going to keep watching me. But I'm not stopping. And there's nothing they can say or do that's going to stop me. Nothing. Y'all quote unquote trying to bring awareness. That ain't awareness. Y'all could have talked about whatever y'all felt wasn't right with whatever Blaze chose to do with his pictures and videos without having his minor child up there with her legs and her skirt exposed. Y'all didn't have to do that. So if Blaze did that, right? Come on, walk with me. If Blaze did that, right? I'm going to call you No Cry Zone Pet. If Blaze did that, No Cry Zone Pet, then why the picture that King of Hearts has, there's no emoji. But in Kappa's picture, there's an emoji. Can you explain that? Can you explain why the same picture is up twice with the exception of the emoji? Come on, man. I'm not trying to hear none of that what y'all got. None of that. I ain't trying to hear it. Y'all quote unquote advocating for the kids while exposing children. Y'all ain't advocating for nothing. Y'all just trying y'all best to try to tear people like Blaze down. And y'all know y'all can't touch him except through his children. Same thing y'all doing to me. Y'all know y'all can't touch me except through my son. I want to hear that shit. And don't say it ain't like that, because I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm sitting here looking at it. And while I can't get all of y'all, because y'all are cowards, I can't get all of y'all for this that's being done towards my son. Man, do you hear him? He is going crazy right now because he can't. I'm not letting him out because him and Aiden, they horseplay, and they've been horseplaying all morning. No, it's time to settle down. But y'all have so many questions for me. Not that CPS was falsely called on me over 100 times. Every last person up in here that knew me or was friends with me or whatever the case may be, know one thing. I love my children. I protect my children. I could be anything else, but you cannot ever come for me concerning my children. When CPS came to see me, they didn't let me know they was coming to see me. They popped up. All 3 times. I never had to change anything. I never had to put anything away. I never had to do any of that. I opened the door. I didn't challenge them or anything. So the fact that y'all dislike for me, y'all could sit up here and condone these things that are being said and made up about my baby. Y'all ain't no better than her. Y'all ain't no better than her. And I'm going to reiterate, anybody that has had any run-ins with these people to the point where you think that you need to make a police report, please do not hesitate to contact me. And I will give you the information that I have out there for the Sheriff's Department of Illinois. But you must make a police report in your local area first. You can DM me on TikTok. That's the only way anybody can get in touch with me. Nobody has my phone number. I'm not giving my phone number out. I want no personal interactions with anybody on this app. And it's no shade towards nobody. I don't dislike you. It's just that my encounter with trusting people on this app has cost me gravely. So I don't trust anybody. I hope that y'all can respect that. This video was taken on September 10th. They had this live, September 10th, 2023. And I have this person in the chat that said, oh, so you wait till Blaze accused her. I didn't wait for anything. This was said about my son. This was said about my son on September 10th of 2023. So not only is she able to get away with the false allegations that she made to CPS with no proof, because when I asked the worker, did they supply anything or is it just word of mouth? What's happening, baby? It's just word of mouth. So, people are able to call CPS and make these false reports of egregious things being done towards children who are perfectly fine, costing these people man hours of investigating frivolous accusations, losing time for children that are actually being abused, that actually need help. That are actually crying out. Over 100 phone calls after me and Kappa fell out. Over 100. Do you know how many man hours that put in just to take those reports? That they knew were frivolous when they made the calls. Exactly. Y'all knew when y'all called CPS that this wasn't right. Y'all knew when y'all called CPS it was a lie. Y'all knew that. And y'all cost them people so many man hours. Taking reports. Drawing up paperwork. Trying to locate me. Locating me. Coming to my house several times. Going to my son's school. Going to my daughter's school. Going to my daughter's job. Several drug tests I had to take. You think they not? You think they not going to investigate? All of that to be found, nothing is going on with this family? You think they not? You think they not going to investigate? Y'all wasted all these people time. Y'all were so gung-ho about this. So they're going to be gung-ho with finding out who actually did this. I may not get the answers I'm seeking. I may not. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. And if I'm wrong, wholeheartedly, I will apologize. But I know I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence by far. I think I'm going up the right alley. I know I am. I know for sure I am. And please don't think you're protected by giving false names to CPS. You're not. All calls are recorded. All numbers are recorded. Information given is recorded. Voices are recorded. And I want you to understand that whatever I find out, I am going to press charges. I am. Y'all thought it was funny to call CPS over 100 times to try to ruin me and my family? Just wait till you see what I do. And I'm going to do it with God's love. This ain't about getting online, talking about people, making jokes about people. Y'all took it offline when y'all did what y'all did to me and my son. I was trying to figure out a way, you know what I'm saying, that I can get these people to tell me, just tell me, like, who did this. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all closed the case. It's unfounded. You understand what I'm saying? Tell me what I can do. And then she made this video. Believe it or not, but this video directly ties her to the reports that were made to CPS. This happened last year. Last year, they called CPS on me. I'm not going to go into details, but they said that I was sexually abusing my son, who at the time was 5. They came out, they investigated, they drug tested me, they talked to my daughter, they wanted to see how, you know, me and my son was living. They wanted to see everything, and I showed them everything. I didn't hide. I didn't hide nothing. I wasn't combative. I wasn't none of that. I didn't give them a hard time at all. Come in. You know what the last CPS worker told me? The reason why I believe that these accusations are frivolous is because an abused child is not going to greet people how your son greets people. An abused child is not going to want to show you their toys and the things that they draw and have a conversation with you. It's no way. So Kappa, if you worked for children and you fought for children and all that stuff like that, when you and I were friends, quote unquote, I'm putting that term very, very loosely, and you spoke to my son, you saw my son, you knew that he was a happy baby, and you still chose to let your intrusive thoughts win. You still chose to call this government entity and say those egregious things because you knew the sirens and bells and whistles would go off behind sexual abuse of a child. So I told y'all the gist of what was told to CPS, right? Now I'm gonna replay this and tell me if that don't get your antennas up. Hold on.
Mom, that's Coco Mama, or Mama Coco, or whatever her name is, that listen, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You in the song with this little boy.
All right.
Yeah.
Over 100 CPS calls saying that I am abusing my son. Saying that I'm letting strangers be around my son while he's using the restroom and stuff. And then you make this video. You hold this live and say that. Little Miss Stubborn. I'm going to give you this one warning. Anything pertaining to Polisa and her movement, don't come in here telling nobody to do nothing about Polisa in my live. We are not discussing Polisa. We are discussing my 5-year-old son. There will be no conversations about Polisa in my live. That is none of my business. My only business is advocating for my son. Period. Over 100 calls made to CPS with reports like what y'all just heard. But no. Kappa didn't call CPS, right? If it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it? What is it? A motherfucking duck. That too. Exactly. It never happened. This scenario that she came up with never happened, guys. No one took my baby to the bathroom. At the time my baby was 5 years old. He's been potty trained since right before he turned 2. The most that I do when he goes into a women's restroom, because that's the only restroom, public restroom that he will go into, aside from him being in school now. But when Aiden has to use the restroom, he goes into the women's restroom because I can control that environment. I can't walk into a men's restroom. So he goes where I go. And when he goes into the stall, the door is closed behind him, and I stand at that door. This has been literally all of Aiden's life that he has had to go and use the restroom since he's been using the restroom on his own. This scenario never happened. But I'm being questioned. I'm being questioned about bullshit. My parenting skills, right? Y'all had my parenting skills in mind when y'all called CPS? Or like somebody said in the comment section earlier, my parenting skills came into question when she said that, right? So the part when she said, "Why are you in the stall with that little boy?" That was parenting skills. And me and Kappa wasn't on speaking terms when this happened because her and the rest of them were all pissed off that Mama Coco took me and Aiden to Florida. They still pressed about me and my son going to Florida. Had we not gone to Florida, I can guarantee you that none of this shit would be happening. None of this. And this is how I know that some of the people that was in the comment section were involved in this type of conversation. Because one of the comments that was said was, they're speaking about you letting a stranger take your baby to the restroom. Because before I went to Florida and I announced that I was going to Florida, Kappa said, "Why are you going to meet complete strangers in Florida?" So you had to have been a part of conversations with her. See how y'all tell on yourselves? Because that was a major issue for Kappa. That's a white woman. You can't trust her. Me and Mama Coco been friends ever since. While this person who tried to convince me that Mama Coco was a stranger and her husband could do bodily harm to me and my son is literally on here saying stuff like this about my son.
Mama Coco, whatever her name is, look at how it moved through. Thank you for reminding me of that. Alicia went on that trip to Disney. The husband of Mama Coco took the little boy to the bathroom by himself and then came back and told Alicia she needs to teach him how to use the bathroom because he pulled his pants down all the way and exposed himself. You in the stall with this little boy.
Right.
Yeah.
That didn't sound like she was questioning my parenting skills. That sounded like she was trying to say that my dear friend who passed away was trying to hurt my son, and I was allowing it because I let him go to the restroom with him. That's what that sounded like to me. That sounded like she was very sure and confident in executing this statement. And not one person in the comment section said, well, Kappa, where's the proof? What proof do you have to substantiate this claim? Not one person in the comment section. But I should let it go, right? I should let this go, right? And wait for the next time when she used my son as some type of scapegoat. She got it off the top of her head, baby. Because that never happened. No one ever took my son to the restroom except me. I don't need y'all to advocate for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that. But at the same time, I just want to give a warning. People like this exist. When y'all put y'all beautiful children online and try to celebrate them, or y'all trust people like her thinking that she's a good person to be in your life and in your children's lives, this is what's on their mind. They don't want the best for you. They just want to find out whatever they can find out about you. Make you vulnerable to them by doing little things for you. And then turn around and try to ruin your life. She was never there. I never had a conversation with Kappa, while I was on that trip. Matter of fact, the last night I was there, I was getting ready to lay down, and Kappa was live with a couple of the females that was in that group with us, and they were talking about me like a dog. And mind you, these are people that I had been friends with, for a while. People that I had advocated for. People that I fought for. None of them ever made a phone call to try to discuss anything with me. None of that. One of them even came up with a story that No Cry Zone, her and No Cry Zone was going back and forth. Now, mind you, this particular woman, I've seen her go up against people and tear them to shreds. You hear me? Totally obliterate them. But then she linked up with them in attacks towards me and my family and her reasoning was, she said I didn't help up for her when it came to No Cry Zone. That was her excuse. Even still, even though I knew that it was a foolish reason, I still apologize for not protecting her. I'm getting attacked because this woman felt like I didn't protect her. These things are being said about my son, and this same woman who claimed I didn't protect her is okay with the things that are being said about my son. Why? Because I didn't protect her from no cry zone. I've always celebrated this woman. I've never gotten into it with this woman aside from that incident. And even then, she never called me. She never called me to say, well, I feel, you didn't protect me from no cry zone. No, she went straight to Kappa. She went straight to Kappa and took part in the attacks towards me. Stayed quiet on the attacks to my son.
Buy this shit, boy, the monster _313 on this beautiful.
My son. If I don't pursue what I'm pursuing now, there will be more victims. There will be more people who will be viciously attacked, characters assassinated, families ripped and flipped upside down by these people. So I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure at best they are put under radar, to where if something like this happens again, they can refer back to what happened to me and mine. And even if it's just that, I'll be content. I'll be content with that. Because they're not going to stop. Because right now, in their minds, they're getting away with it. If they don't like you, they can come on here and say whatever they want about you. And the masses are going to believe it. But see, I'm not concerned about Kappa ever pulling up on me. Because, let's face it, she'll never pull up on me. She will never face me. She can't even face me online, and I can't do her nothing online. So I know if she saw me in person, please. We all know she is not going to be able to take me in person. It's not her I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the people that she feed this to. Some of her followers could very well be in Houston, Texas, and decide that they want to take matters into their own hands. They can listen at her and the things that she say and feel like they are justified in trying to attack me. And my son is always with me, so that would be an attack on him as well. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about convincing nobody. I'm just concerned about making sure that she is held accountable. And people like her. It's not just her. It's other people like her that do this, that are able to get away with it. If it's so easy for people to come into a social media space and do things like this, and then their following have the potential to do harm to these people, and come to find out these people didn't do anything wrong, they're not just going after the person that did it. They're going after the person who facilitated it, because unfortunately, a lot of Kappa's followers don't think for themselves. I.e. all the llamas. I mean, come on, man. These are grown people. These are grown people with llama pages, doing whatever Kappa tells them to do. It's just like, the Manson and all that, the Manson family and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Them were overgrown people that got into that woman's house and unalived her and her unborn baby at 8 months pregnant. And they felt justified because their leader told them to do it. Y'all felt justified in calling CPS because y'all leader told y'all to do it. Because let's face it, you wouldn't have did it on your own. You wouldn't have did it on your own. No way. You did it because Kappa wanted you to do it. And even to the people that stopped dealing with Kappa, after so long, you know what I'm saying? I'm not mad, but my thing is, be honest. If you gonna come to me and say, hey, I don't deal with Kappa no more, this, that, and the third, okay, so tell me, about the whole CPS thing, because I know y'all did it. You know what I'm saying? No, of course, I can't prove it, but I know y'all did it. Oh, no, I wasn't the one that did it. I wasn't the one that caused it. Okay, but if you're in close proximity and you're engaged in conversations and being close with Kappa to the point where you had a llama page, you can tell me that you was one of the llamas, but you can't tell me who called CPS. Because you're afraid that if you tell the truth, you're going to come up on charges. And that very well may be so. You may come up on charges. But then that shows you coming to me, the coming to me, trying to pour your heart out to me is very disingenuous because you know what I'm here for. I don't care about you being a llama. I care about who facilitated, I know who facilitated. I care about who took part in calling CPS with these frivolous accusations towards my son and the harm of my son. Sad thing about it is the people that called CPS and all that, these are mothers. These are mothers. These are people that have nephews and nieces, sisters and brothers who made these calls to CPS. Now you coming to me telling me that you're not a llama no more. You and Kappa got into it. Oh, but CPS, I don't know nothing about it. Yes, you do, man, because you was right there. You was right there. You was right there. And you got some people that are afraid because they see what's being done to us. So they're afraid if they speak out, the same thing gonna happen to them. Well, all you have to do is be honest to make sure that this doesn't happen to anybody anymore. You quiet because you scared you don't want it done to you, but you sitting back watching countless people's lives be affected by these people. That makes you worse. Come on, buddy. Go ahead. I don't want no horse playing in here, you understand? Sorry about that, guys. All right, I'm gonna sit with y'all for a little bit more, and then I gotta go and finish doing what I'm doing. Well over my break time. I hate moving, I really do, but I'm happy. I'm happy we're moving. I'm happy we're moving. just like I know once I move, Kappa and them gonna research and try to figure out where I am. Try to figure out my address so they can further harass me behind the scenes, right? But I got something for you, Kappa. I'm not forwarding my address. I'm not forwarding my address by USPS until I get a P.O. box, which I plan on getting a P.O. box next week. And then all of my, meaningless mail and all that stuff like that, all of that is going to go to the P.O. box. So when you search me up, you're going to get a P.O. box. I mean, hey, if you claim you don't care, but here you are in my live. Y'all act like y'all don't care, but if y'all don't care, then why do y'all harbor feelings like that for my son? You don't care, but you can't show yourself and who you really are. You have to hide behind a profile that degrades No Cry Zone. But no, not you. You don't care about people like that. None of this on here affects you like that. Child. That'll do it. That'll damn sure do it. And to be honest with you, I wish she didn't care. I wish she didn't care. I wish a lot of you didn't care. Because I really don't bother anybody. I have my little quiet, normal life. So I wish y'all didn't care. I wish y'all would leave me alone. I wish y'all would stop speaking on my son. My son is happy. And if y'all knew him, y'all wouldn't dare allow the type of shit that is being allowed on here. I address what I desire. If you feel like it's something that needs to be addressed, you can go onto your platform and address it. Cool. I gave a simple answer. I mean, whatever Blaze questions, I really don't rightly give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Blaze don't have a right to question me. Nobody on here has a right to question me. Don't ask me shit. I'm gonna divulge what I desire. I'm not at the mercy of Blaze. I'm not at the mercy of nobody on here. I don't owe nobody on his shit. Not a damn thing. And that includes Blaze. And if Blaze feel like he want to ask me a question, Blaze can feel free. And I'll tell him the same thing I just told you. Don't question me, because I don't question you. I don't come on here. I don't ask nobody anything. I don't ask y'all questions about nothing that's pertaining to y'all and y'all business. I don't come into y'all lives and gaslight y'all. I don't get on here and give frivolous accusations. If I come on here and say something, it's because I know that I'm in the right direction, or because I know I have proof. But Blaze can't question me about anything. Don't ask me nothing. You can tell him I said that. Don't ask me shit. I don't run with nobody on here. I'm hoping that y'all notice that. I don't run with nobody on here. I ain't a part of no clique. I ain't a part of no group. My name is Alicia. I run with Alicia. I run with Aiden. I ain't fighting for nobody on this motherfucker. Because when all that shit was going down and all them people was saying all that shit about me, none of you motherfuckers had not one question for these people. Not one. Didn't question shit. Just automatically believed it. Damn the fact that some of y'all been running with me since my Sundown Town videos that I used to make. Exactly. Exactly, goddess. So all that shit is for show. Or maybe because he getting some flack. Because of me. Because let's face it, every single female that he runs with or has run with had an issue with him and his relationship with me. I said what I said, and y'all know I ain't lying. And indeed, he was on the phone with me. He was on the phone. If it's one person I know for a fact that know I ain't lying about all this, it's him. So if he had questions about the over 100 calls that was made, he's lying. Because that was one of the first things that the case manager said. Over 100 calls. The basis of Kappa's attacks towards me, and she said it several times. Yes, baby, I can. She said that the reason why she's going after me is because I scammed people because CPS was never called. The first call to CPS was made April 12th. April 12th of 2022. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Give me what info? That over 100 calls was made? That's literally what the worker said. That ain't something I came up with. That's literally what the worker said. He says they were inundated with numerous calls about me. And they took those calls, over 100 calls, and added them to the current case that was against me from when Cuban Delight called CPS. He can question whatever he want to question. I'm not tripping, but this ain't about him. And we ain't gonna make this about him. Whatever he questioned about me, guess what he did? Guess where he did it at? He did it on his platform. He ain't never came to me. He's not the one that said these things about my son. Kappa did. So I don't care whether or not he believes or don't believe. I don't care. Me and Blaze don't talk to each other. We are not friends. We are not anything. So we're not going to make this about Blaze against Alicia. I don't care about that. I care about what was said about my son by this woman. I will not be sidetracked. Period. I can't hold Kappa accountable. But I can make damn sure that the right people know what she did. And the system will hold her accountable. You want to put my baby into the system so bad that you're willing to put yourself into the system. Because yes, I'm pressing charges. There's no talking it out. There's no I'm sorry. I mean, you can say I'm sorry, but no. You will not get past this. You put 2 and 2 together and get an 8. Hey, let me deal with that. Let me deal with that. Let me continue to pound the pavement until I get the answers I'm seeking. Because, of course, not the fact that these people are not being honest, right? That doesn't matter to y'all. It just matters that I'm coming on here saying that I have reasonable enough to believe that this person is responsible for facilitating those calls to CPS. I have reasonable enough suspicion. I do. And I'm going to do my due diligence to link her with that. Because this ain't over. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't over. So just chill out. It really does sound like it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really does. And you know what else it sounds like? It sounds like it doesn't matter that she made these accusations about my son and my dear friend that passed away. That doesn't matter. It just matters that, you're saying that she called CPS. I never called CPS on LBA. That was an excuse she used to facilitate attacks on me. And see the contradiction there, right? See the contradiction there? There's no proof that I called CPS on LBA. And if LBA pounded the pavement like I'm doing right now, and she was able to get those calls that were made on her, she would see that I had nothing to do with that. I never admitted that, baby. Never. She would see that I had nothing to do with that, right? But y'all are sitting up in here saying that there's no way I can get proof that Kappa called CPS